Today, we'll be talking to you about the comparison of solar-powered hydroponics and soil in crop cultivation.
Many people around the world are being denied access to a basic human right, food. When I went on my mission trip to Guadalajara, it inspired me to create a project based on the people that were starving and suffering from illnesses related to not having food. We thought about alleviating the suffering of these individuals by creating an efficient system based on water and only water.
Our essential question was, can underdeveloped nations utilize a solar-powered hydroponics model as a replacement for traditional agriculture to combat malnutrition and starvation in their countries? Specifically, our goal was to compare multiple hydroponic systems and see which one will prove to be most efficient.
Before we began our initial project, we determined that if plants are grown through a hydroponic system powered by solar powered, then it would produce the same results, if not better, than those plants grown in soil or non-solar powered hydroponic systems.
For our experiment, we used 57 seeds of lettuce, 2 solar-powered air pumps, 18 rock wool, 2 hydroponic grower kits, 2 aeroponics nutrient solutions, 3 soil and pots, and 1 homemade hydroponics kit. And in our hydroponic system, we use 10 planting cups. Sorry, 18 planting cups.
For our project, we prepared 4 different systems, consisting of 3 hydroponic systems and 1 traditional soil grown pot. The first system was to control grown in soil. We planted multiple seeds in 3 different pots. For our second system, we used an Amazon bought hydroponics kit, which consisted of 6 plants, where we grew them through 6 different planting cups with rock wool and placed seeds inside of them. For our second hydroponic system, we put soil. Oh my, sorry, I meant for our third system, we put the same amount of plants, but this time, instead of powering it through electric energy, we used solar panels to power the air pumps. For our fourth and final system, we created an entirely homemade hydroponic system, used rock wool in planting cups, planted the seeds, and grew them through solar powered energy.
We then periodically measured our plants and compared the growth between the 4 systems.
We measured through a period of 43 days.
The soil grown system constantly grew, and then at about 6.9 centimeters, they plateaued. And in the original hydroponic system, which was store-bought and used with electricity, it grew constantly and plateaued around 10 centimeters.
The plants in the third system, which was the store bought solar powered hydroponic system, constantly increased until it plateaued at around 8.5 centimeters. And the homemade system, that was also solar powered, grew until it plateaued at around 7 centimeters. As we can see in both the chart and the graph, the blue line, which was the soil grown system, increased until it plateaued at around 6.9 centimeters. And the red line, which was the hydroponic system that was store bought, grew and increased rapidly until it plateaued at around 10 centimeters.
The yellow line, which represents the solar paneled hydroponic system, did better than the soil and it plateaued around 8.5 centimeters. And the green, which was our homemade system that we grew a little bit later, still grew about the same as the soil. And we think that if we had the same amount of time as the other 2 systems, it would have shown similar results.
Through these results, we can see that all the hydroponic systems competed and won against the soil grown systems.
Our 2 photos represent our systems at different dates. So the first one, which is a little bit darker, shows them on December 21st, and then the second one shows the system at about January 15th, and you can obviously see that the lettuce has grown significantly. So some improvements we could have made to our experiment is controlling our variables better, because this time our plants died around Thanksgiving break, so we had to start over with a new batch, and that gave us less time to measure growth, and it caused us to have to grow our homemade system a little bit later, and we couldn't properly compare the results with the other two systems, as those were grown weeks earlier.
From all this data, our experiment seems to have proved to be valid, since the homemade system was able to surpass the lettuce planted in soil, and therefore could prove to be a viable way to counter malnutrition in third world countries.